So you people have probably heard of the incubus. This is the male demon. The succubus. This is the female demon. And spirit husbands and spirit wives. You've probably heard of people being delivered from these spirits, and that you've also maybe read or heard about people sleeping with demons. And is this true? And this is what we're going to find out in this video. And that, just a light warning, is in that in this age where people have smartphones and laptops and all electronic gadgets and media, I believe that it will be very wise for everyone to be very selective of what they choose to listen to or hear. And most of the stories that you see or hear online are pretty fake. They're not true. Do your own research and you'll find out that most of these stories might be really fake. And that there are stories of people who have seen their loved ones burning in hell. And that if you read the scriptures and God wants us to rely on the Bible, then you'll find out that currently there is no one burning in hell. And that it might even surprise you some more to find out the real meaning of hell. And I really encourage everyone to, well, kindly consider trying to find some good material and research on these subjects. Just till the other day, well, I came to find out that the stories of near-death experience, that people, sometimes people almost die. They got maybe into a sort of mess and they almost died, and God will show them visions of heaven and the future, how it looks like, and well, then they came back with this message. Then they came back to this message and telling people this message. And till the other day, my friends, I'm telling you the truth, till the other day, this is when I find out. This is when I found out that stories of near-death experience are also false, and that sometimes, well, truth is very narrow and lies are very big. Just in short, spiritualism is also wrong, and I'd like to urge everyone to kindly consider choosing your spiritual leaders very wisely, my friends. Choose your spiritual leaders very wisely. So the road that leads to hell is very wide, and the road that leads to life is very narrow, and few people find it. So having said that, so these stories of incubus and succubus come from Genesis 6 from verse 1 to 4, where there's this story about the sons of God and the daughters of men. And the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair and they took them as wives. And many people have interpreted this passage of the Bible to mean that angels saw that earthly women were beautiful and they came to earth and they intermarried with earthly women and they produced this race of giants called the Nephilim. The Nephilim are they're a breed of half angels and half humans, and these stories have no head or tail. The institution of marriage was made solely for mankind and mankind only. So in Genesis 6 talks about two groups. The sons of God are the descendants of Cain's, the descendants of Seth. Seth, one of the children of Adam and Eve. They were called the sons of God because they were supposed to be pure. They were pure, and the Messiah was supposed to come through their seed. And the daughters of men were the descendants of Cain. So in my research on this topic, I found out that, in the Bible, names have meanings. Different names have meanings, and sometimes the writers of this Bible, maybe they wrote this, they use this name so that maybe people can better relate with, well, as they're reading the Bible, they can better understand the Bible. And that we find that there is these two women, Ada and Zillah. Ada and Zillah were the two wives of Lamech. Lamech was the first polygamous man in the Bible. This verse is found in Genesis 4:19. And the names Ada and Zillah means that, well, these were people who are skilled at what you can now call makeup. People, ladies, have to apply makeup, the lipstick, all the powder and all that. So these were people who were skilled, well, in that art, and they probably passed this knowledge to, well, their descendants, these daughters of Cain. And that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, maybe because they had applied makeup. And this is why they saw maybe these daughters of men were beautiful. And if you read the Spirit of Prophecy, Volume 1, Chapter 7, it talks about the flood. The sons of God intermarried with the daughters of men and lost the holy and peculiar character. They became corrupted. This is the reason why God sent the flood. And in Matthew chapter 22, from verse 23 to 33, we read of this story of this woman who was married to several brothers. He was married to one brother. Then when this brother died, she became a widow. And well, she was passed on to the next brother and to the next brother. And this brother died, and she was passed on to the next brother and to the next brother. And so these people were asking Jesus at the resurrection, whose wife will she be, because she was married to several brothers? And in verse 30, we read that, for when the dead rise to life, they'll be like angels in heaven and will not marry. And this is just simply Christ trying to tell us that, well, angels don't marry. And in the Bible, angels are mostly described as male. In the masculine form, we read in the book of Revelation that Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. They're using his, not they're using the pronoun his. And this implies, well, male. But angels are ministering spirits. Angels are simply ministering spirits. If you can just read this in the book of Hebrews chapter 1 from verse 14, angels are simply ministering spirits. And even though maybe this pronoun was used to be associated with these angels, then it's only maybe due to the art of writing, but angels are simply spirits, ministering spirits sent to, well, minister to people who will inherit salvation. So after saying all this, I'd just like to urge everyone to kindly consider staying away from misleading materials. This book, such as demonology, stay away from these sources of materials. You don't know the inspiration behind these books, such as demonology. How sure are you that what was written in these books is, well, exactly true, and that it can be relied upon? And that people might also be tempted to think about vampires and werewolves and whatnot and what forth, but if the Bible hasn't mentioned it, my friends, kindly consider staying away from all these funny stories. God has given us, well, the Bible to guide and to direct our lives. And Ellen G. White's books, I told you guys about the Spirit of Prophecy. Kindly consider reading this book, studying these books, and that we'll never come across these funny stories of angels intermarrying with humans and succubus and incubus. And well, we'll simply, well, rely on the Bible, and that will not have misleading stories online circulating online and, well, among us. And that's it on the spirit husbands and spirit wives. And that if you found this video to be helpful, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and thank you.